everyone, this is Jen Miller with Compass Real Estate, and I'm bringing you another episode of Life on the North Side. I am sitting here with Craig Oberlink, aka Cheech. I have to say that because I've known him for a very long time.
It's true, yep.
He is the owner of Fire on the Mountain, or FOTOM as most people know it. We're very excited to have you here today. So thanks for having your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Why don't we start out by having you describe your business?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people that watch this probably know Fire on the Mountain, so it seems a little like over the top to explain it, but for those of you that might not know it, it's fast casual. I guess there could be newbies. We're a fast casual wing joint. We started in this little corner of the West Highlands, 32nd and Newton, in April of 2012. It is actually our anniversary day today.
Oh,
11th anniversary today, so that's super fun. Thank you. And yeah, like I said, we're a fast casual wing joint. We make all of our own sauces and ranch and blue cheese. We have great burgers and salads and a great beer list, and all of our meats are cage-free, hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and all that good stuff. So we try to be conscious to our customers, to the environment, and things like that. So we're just a good, wholesome neighborhood fast casual restaurant. That's how I describe it.
And why did you choose this neighborhood?
You know, I technically didn't choose the neighborhood. I wasn't super familiar with Denver when we were picking locations for this first restaurant, but my business partner grew up in Lakewood in Denver. She was super familiar with this neighborhood when this building specifically on 32nd and Newton popped up. She was like, I mean, you can come look at it, but we have to be in this spot. And so I was like, this is your call. We'll go for it, and we did. It's been an incredible spot ever since. Like, as soon as we started doing stuff on the outside, literally every person in this neighborhood that was walking their dog, walking their baby, just out for a run, would stop and ask what we were doing. So the neighborhood has been super, super kind to us since the get. So I love it for the last 11 years. So.
How long have you lived in the neighborhood?
I moved to Denver right before we opened this restaurant. In April. I moved in January of 2012. So yeah, it's been a pretty long time. I was in Boulder from 2003 to 2011, and then 2012 and on.
I just incorporated all together.
Yeah. I mean, it's still 10, 11 years. It's a decent amount of time.
Oh, it's a very long time. I know.
Look at all these gray hairs now, you know?
Mine just got kept on.
Nice.
So what drew you to the restaurant business?
You know, that also is something that I would probably attribute to Andrea. You know, she and I were both at the same time not really happy with the jobs that we had. I was in the ski industry. She was doing grant writing for the environmental nonprofit world. And she had some friends that opened Fire on the Mountain in 2003 in Portland, and she wanted to do it. So she talked to me about it, talked to them about it. Kind of was the nucleus of getting that to happen out here. So I wouldn't say that I looked to be in the restaurant industry, but she kind of had the vision, and we're both really lucky with that. We're here. Thank you. Yeah.
So, do you have any memorable experiences in the past 11 years that you could share?
Well, I mean, just this whole environment of being in this neighborhood and being in the small restaurant, we took off from the get, and so it's been really, really fascinating and exciting to watch how fast this neighborhood has taken this restaurant under their wing, and it's been incredibly rewarding as well. I mean, you see your friends, you meet all kinds of fun people that you do all kinds of stuff outside of work with even, so that's been really, really rewarding. I think that, you know, another thing that I think, you know, now that we're 2 or 3 years removed from COVID times, I think that, you know, looking back at what that represented for both us and the neighborhood and our employees here, it was incredibly important for us, and we were really, really lucky that we were able to stay open during that time. And I think that once the neighborhood really understood that we were open, but in just a takeout type of environment, they really, really came out and supported us. It really, really, totally, yeah, exactly. So it was awesome. I mean, we had a second restaurant at the time. We opened our second restaurant 6 months before COVID, and Andrea and I made a pretty firm commitment. We were like, we're going to stay open. If you want to stay here and be employed, we're going to make sure that, you know, the people are going to come, and they did. And we were really, really lucky. And like a lot of us, it was really, really cool. Like we came to work like it was a normal thing. So it's really important for our mental health, for our employees' mental health, and, you know, really important that the neighborhood had an opportunity to get out and go to a place that was familiar with them, even though they had to stand outside on the sidewalk instead of eating in the restaurant. So,
no, appreciated it, truly.
We appreciate it too. Thank you.
What is your favorite item on the menu?
I would say wings, probably. If I go somewhere and come back, the first thing I usually eat in the restaurant when I'm at work is wings. You know, you get the sauce, you get the good ranch or blue cheese, you know, that's what we're known for. But everything's good, you know. You like the tots? I like the fries. We make them ourselves. I think our fries are super underrated.
All right, I'm gonna get the fries the next time, and I'll tell you.
The fries I like better, but the tots are the nostalgic choice.
Totally, exactly. You have to decide what you.
But you also have kiddos. The kids always like the tots.
You know, my child likes the fries better.
Really?
Yes, he's a fry guy.
Fry guy.
He's a picky little thing.
Maybe he should be our restaurant mascot.
He should. We'll give him.
Here's our fry guy. Nice.
Now I know you guys have a lot of different options, but how do you kind of like? You have vegetarian options. You have dairy free. You have all kinds of. There's so many different. Necessities these days.
Yeah, we've really tried to make sure that anybody can come here and have a pretty, you know, thorough and thoughtful dining experience, whether that's beer or wine or booze, or really when it comes to the food. Like, there's a lot of folks that are vegetarian or vegan that want to come to a place like this just because it's a fun place to hang out, but they can't eat there. And that's something for us that we were always trying to make sure that everybody was included and invited. And so we make our own seitan. We make our own vegan ranch, which people love. We have cauliflower wings, which are gluten-free, just chunks of cauliflower. I mean, everything that we do is like a vehicle for sauce, right? So seitan, cauliflower wings, which are gluten-free. They're made with a rice flour batter. So there's a little something for everybody when it comes down to, you know, do you want to get your hands dirty and eat some saucy wings? So it's great.
That's great. Do you have any goals for this year? Some new things coming out, or just,
you know,
staying alive, enjoying another year?
I mean, I think that, you know, luckily we're busy enough and we're big enough where we have a constant flow of things that we're always thinking about, which is a great problem to have. And so none of it's really bad. I think for this year, like last year, we had a huge project that we were doing here at the Highlands, just renovating our coolers in the back. Like, people in the restaurant wouldn't see it, but it really helps, you know, us on the back end. And so, you know, there's no big real projects this year. We're going to redo some stuff down at Wash Park with our patio setup. We're kind of in the process of doing that right now, but there's no real like expansion ideas at this point. We decided early in the year that we're just going to like take this year, really focus on things that are not that exciting, like bookkeeping and accounting, and making sure that we feel good and dialed about all that stuff, and then we can talk about or think about those things, the other things moving forward, the things that are more exciting and more customer facing, right? So what about some famous people who's come to visit and check out? I mean, I guess I wouldn't say that we have like A-list personalities like Peyton Manning or people like that have come to the restaurant necessarily, but you know, we're kind of pretty well known and ingratiated with the music industry here in Denver, and so we definitely have a lot of folks that are, you know, coming to the restaurant that are just, you know, off the road or going out on the road, or, you know, a lot of their fans come here. We actually just started this cool thing down at Wash Park, our second location. We're kind of doing this small, like, it's not a big enough space to really do like have bands all the time, but we're having some really fun folks that are coming to the restaurant and playing just like acoustically. Like just last night we had a great like bluegrass night. We had an awesome crew of folks, and we've had Mimi from Fruition play and whatnot, and we've had a couple other folks. So we have a guy, Jacob, that helps us out, and he's like really involved in the local music scene. He kind of helps us book a bunch of stuff, and we just do small little events here and there, like once a month, once every other month. And,
that's cool.
You know, so I would say we don't have like these big A-list names that come, but we definitely have a lot of folks that are involved in and around the music industry that know us, that love coming in. So, yeah.
Okay, last question. What else do you like to do when you're not working?
I go see music a lot, getting back to music. So I've been a Widespread Panic and Fish fan for, decades now. So I just got back from Hollywood Bowl and Berkeley, which was an incredible run. Got to see a lot of old friends and whatnot. So that's what I mostly do, ski and raft and stuff like that. Try to get outside sometimes when I'm not in town. So
Sweet.
Yeah, totally.
Well, thank you very much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me. Yeah.
I'm Jen Miller with Compass, and if you ever want to be featured on one of these interviews, please feel free to reach out. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks.